Fine and
Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta.
there once was a podcast in the great internet of internets. It was called Fine and Dandy. Muy influential podcast. Podcast. You have to remember, folks, where there's a podcast, there's a Fine and Dandy.
All right. In a world of our own. Let's go.
You don't know where to go from
Let's
here, do you?
fucking go. Hey, we're here, though. Welcome back, Fine and Dandy, to all of our Fine and Dandians.
Fine and Dandians. I'd say it's like you gotta go like maybe they're two separate types of fans. You got your fines and your dandies. You know what I mean? Like your dandelions and your like financials.
All right, so we got two sides. We got our financials and dandelions.
That's-
May you start a war and may the dandelions win.
no. The financials got to come out on top.
Which side are you on, financials or are you the dandelions?
See, 'cause like dandelions are pretty and they're like nice and colorful and they got a nice like liveliness to them. But
That's
like
my side. It's my team.
But like the financials, like they're going on trips, dog. They're fucking running the world.
They hate their life.
They do hate
It's
their lives.
boring.
It's cool that they hate
They're
their lives,
crunching
though.
numbers. They're doing coke potentially.
It's cool that they hate their
probably.
lives because they're the reason that the dandelions love their lives.
All right.
They're doing all the grunt work to
Oh.
make sure that the dandelions can vibrantly show off their yellow.
I think it's the opposite. I think the financials are like destroying the destroying the dandelions. What they are.
No. That's just big pharma speaking.
All right, we're missing a very important thing here. We haven't introduced Doofles yet, and if you don't know, Doofles is a big part of this show.
Doofus is actually the producer of this show.
He doesn't have a lot to say, but
He's an exec on the board. He's very soft spoken, so you got to listen up whenever he does open a mouth that doesn't exist. And also,
he really just brings the energy to the room.
he's actually
He's
the
one of those-
godfather to my children. He's a very respectful human being. I see him as a human being because he identifies as that. So I mean, calling him a bag is pretty disrespectful, even though he's in his bag at all times. Doofus is my guy.
He brings the energy to the room. He's definitely one of those people you see,
One of those people.
you meet. He's one of those bags, you know.
Disrespectful.
He's in the top tier of bags along with Mary Poppins' bag.
Dude, her bag was like deep too.
Deep
she had
in
a
that bag.
deeper bag
Dude,
than
she could
I
pull
don't
up.
know. I feel like her bag might have been deeper than Doofles.
I don't know.
Cover your ears, Doofles.
But Doofles is there. He's there. So everyone welcome him. A warm
Cold ass welcome.
a warm welcome for Doofles. Cue applause. We'll see if I decide to put that in later on post-op.
What an applause.
Yeah.
Let's go, everybody. Woo!
Doofles! No, so it's getting flashbacks, right? So if
Lizzies?
you've been keeping up, Josh and I moved into an apartment together. We used to live in a house, and where our old studio was, and we had 4 of the roommates. And I was watching something that was talking about houses, how they're always got a lot of upkeep. I was getting flashbacks, honestly. It was
A lot of
terrible.
maintenance and
Yeah,
shit.
dude. And it's crazy 'cause in this economy, no, but for real though, like, you know, this day and age, it's already hard enough to get a house.
Right.
Imagine getting a house and then you don't even think about it, then realizing how much a house actually is.
I mean, that was us, but like realistically, I'm not even. I guess not even just in today's market, but like honestly, if you're not looking to own a home, maintaining a home is a job in itself. So unless it comes down to like I should like this is the best price for me, I need to be in a house like relatively a house that's not your own, like that you're renting type shit. To maintain a house that's not your own is pretty fucking tough.
And to deal with a landlord on top of that,
That doesn't want to maintain it.
Yeah, it's just something to keep in mind for anyone who's thinking about getting a house. I doubt anyone
I
our
don't
age too often.
I don't discourage it. I mean, relatively, other than the bullshit that we dealt with, I'm sure that should we have had a like decent maintenance man, should we have had a decent landlord with some decent communication. I mean, I did not enjoy living in that house. I mean, I had some really good memories and stuff like that. It's just the fact that it was deteriorating from the inside out, and the owners of the house didn't want to do anything.
Oh yeah, no,
about
that's
it.
what I'm saying though. Is when you think of a house, I think a lot of people just want to jump into a house because they want somewhere to stay. You know, especially if you have a family, you want your family to grow up in that
It
house.
also
idea-
like seems a lot more private than an apartment or
oh, 100%, yeah.
townhome or whatever. Yeah,
But that's gonna come with also sacrifices. You know,
sure.
You
But
know,
also,
plumbing, air conditioner if it breaks.
I mean, just utilities
Leaks.
is just the pay that you're gonna
Stealing.
made for utilities is enough for you to
Paint.
be like, fuck.
Electrical, walls,
Yeah.
lawn care. It's a whole other, yeah, just utility. You're right, utilities alone.
But like realistically, it's not that bad. Like I guess it just comes down to
Money.
nah, not even money. 'Cause I mean, where I'm at is like I personally wouldn't do it, but like you could always rent out a room in a house. You know what I mean? You could always rent out a fucking parking space in the driveway. You can always rent out shit from it. Like having a house, I feel like you have a lot more ability to orchestrate business moves than an apartment where you're constantly having to deal with other people, neighbors, fucking people above you.
I mean, yeah, but even now, dude, if you live in, unless you're living out secluded, if you're living in a suburban neighborhood, you're still dealing with bullshit ass neighbors, probably.
Relatively, but like not on the same level. I mean, I feel like the worst you're dealing with is something your neighbors telling you that your dog got in their yard or fucking your trash is in their yard or some shit. And I mean, relatively, what's the worst that can happen? They call the cops on you.
I've had people threaten, not me personally, but I known someone personally who their neighbor was threatening to like bring lawyers into it because their tree that was growing on their yard had limbs and shit falling into their yard.
And I mean, it is what it is whenever people want to get like super particular about that. I mean, that I'm not saying that is or isn't like something that someone should have done or like an action that someone should have taken, but what I will say is that like it's got to fucking suck owning a house in the middle of two houses that are being rented out, because every year you just get cycled out new neighbors and you have to talk to these people about like who they are, like whether your kids are safe and shit like that, like who is coming into the neighborhood every year and type of shit like that. I can understand how that might be frustrating, and that like if you've had some bad experiences, you don't want to deal with anybody like new type shit.
Homeowners association's a whole nother animal too.
True.
If your grass isn't cut a certain way, no, I get it though. You want property value to go up. You want everything to look good.
Even if it's not even about property value, you want to feel like you made a good investment. And the moment that the house next door to you is rented out to people that don't care about that house or the neighborhood or you or anything, then that's the moment that you don't feel like you made a good investment. Because not only do you have to deal with these people for at least 6 months to a year, but now you don't really feel like what you bought is the same thing that it was. You know what I mean? You feel as if a new element or a new what's the word? Like variable has been added to your purchase. You know what I mean? And it's not something that you wanted to purchase at that level. It's kind of like the movie Neighbors. Like they buy a house and then immediately the house next door to them gets sold to a fucking frat house type shit. It's like, imagine that. That's gotta fucking suck.
Oh yeah, no.
Having a bunch of shitty ass college kids next door to you, just throwing parties every night while you're trying to raise a 3-month-old little girl.
Yeah, I'm sure. Think about that, like at UH, all those houses that are off campus.
Yeah.
That probably live next to families.
A lot of those are frat houses. Yeah.
Yeah, that would suck. I mean, there is the whole like complex where they have that, but there's also
that's
people
those.
who have.
What I'm talking about,
Yeah.
I meant like across the freeway and like behind that bus station type shit. Those houses
Yeah.
back there, they have some frat houses back there too from
Yeah.
U of H. Yeah,
That would suck.
that sounds fucking horrible. Yeah,
It does not sound like the move. I was looking on YouTube though, and one of my goals is hopefully by the time I'm 30. I think this year is my year to actually get my shit together. I'm already feeling. I'm already feeling it. Yeah, no, you can feel the. I can feel the difference though. Honestly, you know, maybe it's 'cause I don't have a car, so I'm going out less. Hey, but I'm working on getting it fixed, and I'm working hard, and I'm honestly, you know, moving into this new place is giving me room to wiggle financially, rather than what I was dealing with in the old house. But hopefully by the time I'm 30, I was watching this video, and he was talking about building, 'cause the whole video was this dude building like a mini house, like a little cabin type of thing, right?
Okay.
Like got some land, went out there, cleared out like some space, and built a small little cabin. And he said, my dad always told me, 'cause his sisters, I think, or something like that, had bought like a house, right?
Okay.
For quite a bit of money. Like I think she was paying, how much was it a month? I want to say it was like in the thousands for sure. But he's like, if you were to pay in the thousands a month, just on like property tax or whatever, or like not even just property tax, but your rent for the house, right? 'Cause
Your
you know most
mortgage?
people mortgage, yeah. So, I mean, the way he put it was, if you just saved most of that, you could buy a lot of wood with that
Build a house.
and build your own house.
I mean, yeah, relatively. But that's kind of the same argument with anything. It's like, why do you continue to buy groceries whenever you can live off the land? Because you're lazy.
That is
Like,
true.
you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, it would cost you way less though. I mean, it would
Yeah.
not in labor. I mean, you would be doing the labor.
I mean, it may even cost you way less in labor,
oh no,
depending on if you.
I'm talking about on your own body.
True. What I'm saying is like, think about if you pay someone to build your house, and then for the rest of the time that you live there, you deal with the fact that they fucked it up.
That's true.
They're not coming back to redo that shit. It's done, motherfucker. This is your fucking problem now.
The contract is up.
I mean, you could probably sue the contractor, but like relatively, that's your problem to fix, motherfucker. You can keep hiring people, or eventually you could just put that fucking hard hat on and go upstairs into the attic and see what the problem is. But like, that's what I'm saying is like, who knows how much of a like labor-filled investment you're making when you're talking about human error in these contractors and stuff like that. It's like it only takes one like bad fucking angle on a 2x4 to be able to like bring a whole house down, just depending on where that is.
Yeah, you could build a decent sized house for like 50 grand. Honestly, like with just like wood, all the wood that you need to get and all the bolts and shit, 50 grand, you could probably build a decent sized house.
I'm sure you could.
Like a good size, decent sized one, the way you want it to look and turn out. That's my goal ultimately. I mean, yeah, I am a little bit lazy now, but I honestly think it would be worth it rather than buying what used to be like a $150,000 house in Texas has gone up to $250,000 to $300,000 now.
Yeah, I mean,
So and honestly, those houses are not my cup of tea. I mean, they're basic, just like in a neighborhood that I would rather not live in.
I just think it just depends on what you want. 'Cause relatively, there's probably cheaper houses in areas that you might enjoy, that you do like, that aren't in these like suburban ass areas like Bay Colony type houses and shit like that. But like what I'm saying is like, think about a town, like a house that you could build yourself, not necessarily yourself, like you're with your own bare hands, but like you buy a piece of land and you pay some contractors to build your house. You know what I mean? It still cost a lot. It'd still be above 50K. You know what I mean? Because it's not you doing it, but relatively you could make it how you want it. You could be involved in all of the architectural like plans. You could be involved in all of the like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's up to you. You could easily go to one of these model homes and say, I like this, let me get one like it. Or you could be involved in all of the different like levels of planning for your home. It's just up to how much work you're willing to put in. Especially if you're willing to put in the amount of work to build the fucking house, you might as well just take a step back, let other people that do this shit for a living do this shit for a living, and then just be as involved as you possibly can with the process so you can overlook everything that's going on, as well as like make notes on things that you enjoy and don't enjoy about the process.
I think I'll start small and build birdhouses.
There you go.
and then work my way up.
Or gingerbread houses.
Yeah, that's the best start. Honestly, I suck at doing that too. So
Really?
no, honestly, woodwork is always a good like.
I
think
like
it's a good-
woodwork, but I'm more thinking of like building a dining table rather than a fucking home.
Hey, building a deck, building a dining room table. I mean, that's all a start.
I'm not gonna lie, we should like build a podcast table. Like, imagine having a podcast table that we built with our own 2 hands.
Yeah, and then we could film it or the process, post it. Look
I'm
what we did.
down. Wood's not that expensive.
I mean, it's a little pricey. Wood's not cheap either.
You don't need that much to build a podcast table.
like a decent sturdy
You need
one.
4 legs and like probably like 4 to 5 2x4s.
And then we need paint.
Nah, just throw a tablecloth over it.
I would like to like smooth the wood out.
You don't need paint for that.
Smooth the wood out, maybe gloss it over at least. I'd be fine with like a
Yeah, but
like
you don't
a
need paint
wood
for that.
grating. I mean, yeah,
Paint's a whole thing. Gloss is easy as fuck.
yeah. I want it to look. I mean,
Stop it, buddy.
we could give it that like old. What's the
like the fucking depressed wood at my mom's house.
yeah? Give it that feel.
Distressed or depressed? I forgot what it's called.
Probably distressed. I feel like more than depressed. Is the wood like sad? Is the wood?
I mean,
going
distressed is like similar word. No.
through? No, distressed like would make more sense for like wood. Like the wood's just.
Why?
I mean, wood. I mean, wood is. I mean, technically, trees. I guess are alive.
I'm not saying the wood's going through depression.
Distressed.
It's distressed.
No,
Oh.
I don't know yet. Yeah, it's distressed wood.
Okay.
How to distress wood. How to
There you
make
go.
wood look distressed.
There you go.
How to make it look sad is basically what it's saying.
Right.
How to make it
but
look
isn't it like close to the same thing as depression? That's why I said.
to look old. That's what it is.
So wait,
old people are distressed. That's what it's saying. How to make the wood look old. Well, that's fucked.
That's kind of funny though.
This
But
wood
like
looks
you're talking about like
distressed.
the glossy like type of look that the wood at my mom's house has on
Yeah,
the wall
just like
and
I want. Yeah,
type shit. My uncle made that shit. I can talk to him about.
yeah, I like that style a lot. I mean,
It's like rustic, but also like
yeah.
traditional almost.
My dream house is like is gonna. I want it to be a cabin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like a log cabin.
like I want it to be like 2 stories but small.
Isn't the idea of a log cabin kind of fucking nuts? They just cut down a bunch of trees. Didn't even really like cut the logs up very much. They just stacked them on top of each other.
Oh yeah, shitty log cabins are rough. Those are a hazard.
It's also like, yo, like you didn't want to cut this shit to make some angles right or some shit. Like you literally just threw some logs on top of each other, or some like what glue.
But yeah, I want that style. I don't want necessarily like a classic log cabin. I would love though to have that style. I want a 2-story
Mm-hmm.
and I want it to be smaller. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I want a decent sized living room and then the kitchen aside. I have the vision in my head. Decent sized living room. Like a
Like
little
an open floor plan with
yeah,
a kitchen.
At the bottom. The upstairs I just would want rooms. You
Yeah.
go upstairs and it's just
It's like a townhome type of build or a duplex. That's what I meant.
almost
It's kind of like your kitchen and living room are downstairs. All the rooms are
I
upstairs.
want that to be a little bit roomy, open ceiling more
Mhm.
so, glass windows at the top. But then you go up the stairs and it would just be just like a single row of just the rooms.
So
And maybe a bathroom.
so like-
Maybe like a bathroom
Are
for
you talking
guests.
about like
up
a hallway where there's rooms on either side, or are you talking about
there. Like you walk straight up the stairs. If you were to go straight up the stairs, you could go right or left, and then like literally in front of you would be the doors.
like right in front of you, and when the stair, like when there's like you coming up the stairs, there's like the restroom right there maybe,
Potentially,
and
yeah.
then like
If
there's
you were to
rooms
go-
on either side.
Yeah, if you were to turn right up the stairs, the rooms would be on the left side. If you were to turn left up the stairs, your room would be on the right side. Just like set up like that, to where you would go up there for just rooms or whatever, but like everything's downstairs.
Yeah.
So I mean that way you're not taking up any space downstairs with rooms or anything. You're getting just a full open space of just whatever
And
you
also
need
you
down
have
there.
privacy of the bedrooms upstairs.
Upstairs,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, I would personally like that a lot more. I mean, yeah, you'd have to go upstairs to go to your room, but I wouldn't want the stairs. I just don't want it
Good for
straight
exercise.
shot. Yeah, it wouldn't be big stairs either. Maybe like 10
3 steps.
No, maybe like 8. Honestly, 7 or 8 steps just to get up there. kind of like puts it up top, and like you'd have the balcony right there, so you could still kind of when you come out your room, you could sit right there and look out the window.
That shit's funny. I used to love fucking like when people would come over to my mom's house and like ask me where something is. I'm like, yeah, it's upstairs, bro. Just go grab it real quick.
Dude, his upstairs was 2 steps.
3 steps total.
I think it was 2.
There's 4 stairs. You take 3 steps. Well, the 4th stair is the next level. So it's 1, 2, 3. You're on the next level.
It was really 1 step if you were to think about it.
You could make it in 1 step.
It was 1 step. It was not. There was no need for stairs to be there. Maybe safety precautions.
I mean, it's probably like a 3-foot drop, 2-foot drop, 3-foot drop,
It's not
2.5 to 3-foot drop.
2 foot.
Nah,
It's a 2 foot. That was drop.
I'm
Is
telling
no.
you, each stair is about like at least this tall, like half a foot to a full foot, and there's 4 of them. So like, I feel like it's at least 3 foot tall.
Yeah, it wasn't that tall.
It's a nice little drop off.
My point though being, back to what I was saying, is just having a house would be a lot. So it is an investment, and I would definitely put thought into it. Really take time. I think that is the biggest problem with realtors too. You know, for most people, they're like, "Oh fuck, this is where I'm gonna live." So you really gotta sell them on it, or you gotta be good at finding properties. You gotta know good properties. You gotta know your clients,
Yeah,
what they want,
maybe.
be able to accommodate.
I think it just depends on the client, because relatively, like, you might get someone that's the type of person that's like, I'm looking for a house, and they take the first thing they see. But there's probably just as many people that would not buy anything no matter what you show them, because they're that picky and stuff like that. It's like, relatively, that's what I'm talking about. It's like, you could probably find a nice home for less than what you could build it for, but like relatively it's probably better to build it, mostly because it's yours, it's how you want it. It's not any issues that you have to worry about from like beforehand. It's all your issues type shit from the building of it. But like also what's I gonna say, this man is making me lose my train of thought. Grr. Also what I was gonna say is that if you do purchase a house type shit, it's always interesting to me whenever they talk about like this house was built in 1901 and shit like that. It's just like, well, I'm glad it's lasted this long, but how long do you think it's gonna last me, motherfucker?
Yeah, looking at it now, you know, I guess at one point it's like, oh, this is a piece of history. But when you think about it,
Do I want it to be a piece of my history though?
like, no, thank you. That's just probably deteriorating. I mean, there's old ass houses, shit from the 1800s, still up and about, and you're like, oh fuck no, I don't want that shit.
Right, and I mean like it's probably super like, what's the word, classic and antique and stuff like that, but relatively it's probably something more to marvel at than live in.
I think what gets me though, what I was thinking about was like just house ownership, is that's a milestone in life, I would say, especially these days. A milestone for people.
All I'm saying is, doesn't matter whether you buy a house, build a house, or have a house built for you. Relatively, a house is a house. It's going to have its issues. There's going to be maintenance involved, and it's going to fucking suck. But
Wait.
it's all about finding a home.
This isn't a whore house. This is a whore home.
They live here.
They live here. They're whores, but they live here. It's different. No, what I was saying though is, I think getting a house is a big milestone in people's lives. You know, especially these days, you get a house. I made it somewhat. You know,
Right.
like to that next step that I guess most people think they should make it to, is getting a house.
It's for sure a
Having a home.
milestone because it's like, I'd say it's for sure a milestone for the fact of like the population, the homeless population necessarily. It's kind of like saying like I made it to here. You know what I mean? I could have done this or that or that or this and been a part of the homeless population, but now that I'm purchasing a home, I must have done something right or something like that. You know what I mean? It's probably some notion of a thought process of saying like, can't nobody take the shit away from me type shit.
For the majority of society, you had to have worked hard to get a home.
Like
to-
your
to
own
ma-
home
yeah.
type shit, not renting or anything like
Yeah,
that.
to maintain it, to have a mortgage on a house.
Right.
But the thing is, you know, you get there and you think to yourself, I made it. And then you realize, oh, shit, I still got all this shit I gotta do, you know.
Right. But I feel like that's anything with in life.
Like exactly, but that was what I was getting around to. It's just, you know, we always think, oh, once I get here, this is it.
Right.
But then you realize, fuck.
It just brings a whole new set of responsibilities.
Yeah, and even not even just that. You know, you get a house, and then you know you're gonna want to start new projects. I mean, yeah, that goes in with the responsibilities, but just always having something else
Yeah.
to look forward to or something else to set. You know, if you have a house, instead of maybe, you know, oh fuck, I gotta fix this or I gotta fix that. Maybe finding like projects around the house that you can do. You know, finding hobbies. There was someone, man, I wish I could remember. They were telling me about their dad, how their dad just could never, like, sit down.
That's how my dad is.
Like, could never, like, wouldn't sit down till, like, the end of the day. They were done. Like, would just be up all day.
My dad wakes up every morning at 4 a.m. He goes to the gym to swim and take a shower. He comes back home. He takes a 30-minute nap before he goes to work. Well, now he's working from home, so basically, I don't even know if he naps anymore. He might just clock in after he showers. But as soon as he's done with work, he'll wash the dishes, vacuum the rugs, do all of the laundry in the house, go water the plants outside, maybe even go back to the gym. Before he cooks himself a meal, after he's done eating, he'll wash the dishes again, clean the stove, fucking clean the counters, clean the tables, clean whatever else needs to be cleaned before he sits down for about 30 to 45 minutes. And then he'll go to sleep, literally. Like, that's my dad's day, like, every day, pretty much. But, I mean, obviously on weekends he might go out with friends or, like, go see some, like, old coworkers or some shit. But, like, relatively, like, this man doesn't, like, take breaks.
Is he retired now?
No. I just said he goes to work every day. But, like, no. At this point, he could have been retired since 5 years ago. But he's still working because he doesn't really have much to do with his day other than necessarily the things he already does with his day. Even with working a full-time job, he still does all the things he wants to do just because he wakes up early as shit, gets his workout and his cleaning out of the way, takes care of his work, and then has the rest of his day to relax if he wants to. Chooses not to because there's probably some other shit he wants to get done, like wash the car or fucking... This man is, like, honestly insane the way that he, like, goes about maintaining his house. It's perfect. Like honestly, I've seen issues in the house before, but, like, they were, like, freak issues. It's nothing like that you could tell was, like, he let go for a while and then it, like, accumulated. There's none of that.
That's goals, though.
Bro, it's super goals, but it's also like that you really get whenever you see somebody that like moves like that, you really get a sense of like, damn, I better enjoy this rest I'm getting now because I ain't never gonna get it again type shit. Because that's exactly what it is. Every milestone, whether good or bad, brings its own set of responsibilities, its new set of goals that you want to set, whether it's having children, getting married, buying a house, fucking retiring, finding a job. Like, it doesn't matter what milestone that you talk about. There's a new set of things that you're responsible for when that milestone hits. And that's just, like, in addition to everything you've already been responsible for and everything you've already been doing that's been stressing you the fuck out and putting you into a place of, like, what's it called? Debilitating anxiety and shit like that. It's just like, all right, fucking back up the Brinks truck. I could use some more stress.
Just always think, like, I know I'm not the only one. You know, you look at, like, a mess, you're like, I could clean that. And then you go lay in your bed.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm my dad's the type of person to walk up in somebody else's house, see a sink full of dishes, and just start washing them.
That's literally insane.
It's kind of like, if it was me, which it has been before, it seemed like kind of, damn, like, fuck. Like, is it that bad? Type shit. But for him, it's just like, nah, I can't bear to see it. I can't bear to see a dirty mess. I can't bear to see a full sink. I can't bear to see a fucking pile of laundry and shit like that.
See, I'm getting better. See, this is where I'll say this year is different in the sense of if I see little messes on the floor, I'll clean them up. Laundry is still a work in progress. I'm getting better. I mean, I do it definitely frequently, but I'll still let it pile up a little bit, which I wish I was doing it more frequent.
Right.
But then there's also, water that comes into play. You're using a lot of water on that. Not to be that guy, but, if you're doing just, like, every day, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, but
multiple times a day.
not necessarily. I mean, isn't doing a load every day the same thing as doing 7 loads at the end of the week?
I guess, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like,
That's
if you
true.
maintain your laundry, it never stacks up. So, even if you're doing a load every day, you're using the same amount of water as you would when you let it stack up.
And it's just not even just doing the laundry. It's whenever you're done.
Oh, dude, there was a tweet. It was like, clothes washing in the washer, 20 minutes. Clothes drying in the dryer, 60 minutes max. Clothes waiting for me to put them up, 3 weeks and 2 days and 7 hours and
Dude,
45 minutes.
That's the dude. You've got the discipline when you take them straight out the dryer, fold.
And put them all straight
Dude,
up.
my grandma folds them as she's taking them out of the dryer. I'm like, you're better than me. You're a better person than me.
I mean, I'm starting to do that just so that my clothes don't have like dog hair all over them.
Yeah.
But that's about it. Honestly, just having a washer and dryer in unit is something that I'm not used to. So I'm trying to take advantage of it.
That's fair.
Lived a whole year and a half without fucking washer and dryer.
Definitely is those little things. It's hard, man. Though it's hard to really just look at everything you need to do and just knock it all out. You need these. You know how many ideas I have on the daily I forget to write down, or I know I need to work on. Whether it's okay, I want to get my diet better, right? All I got to do is sit there maybe for a couple hours, really just like plan it out, write it down. You know.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? What's the Boy Scout thing? Like something about preparation?
It's just be prepared.
Be prepared. Be prepared. That's it. Be prepared. But I mean, there's another
Something about
saying.
preparation.
I think there's a saying though. It's like 95% of whatever is preparation.
Well, it's just I think like there was an old saying. It was something. It was either that preparation is the enemy of performance, or preparation is the companion of performance. I don't remember what it is. But basically, they're saying you can't perform without prep, and if you try to, you're gonna fail necessarily most of the time, I guess.
Success is where preparation and opportunity meet. That's one of them. There's multiple about preparation, but that's definitely a big one right there. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. That's another good one. But I mean, it's just sitting there and really just knocking out whatever you need to do instead of. I'm guilty of it big time, of just thinking about what I need to do.
Oh, it's an alliteration. Proper preparation prevents poor performance.
Proper preparation prevents. Say it one more time though for me.
Proper preparation prevents poor performance.
That's not the one I was thinking of though.
Success. No, there was it was trying to say. It was a Kobe Bryant quote. Something about this.
Regardless of all that, just actually sitting there and realizing what you need to do and just knocking it out right then and there is got to be the most difficult thing. Especially not only whenever let's say you have your job, and most of us these days are just tired because we're working to live, basically, at this point. And then, like adding in things you really want to do, I think is so important, and a lot of us forget to do that, and it is exhausting. But I mean, doing this is what honestly keeps me like going at times, is knowing that I'm putting efforts at least towards something I really want to do, rather than knowing I'm just like going to work, doing a bunch of bullshit and coming home, or going to school for a bunch of bullshit I don't want to, and being able to come and do this podcast really like helps me like know that at least I'm putting some efforts towards what I really want to do.
Right.
And I think in life, I mean, not even just that, but I think, you should knock out all your daily activities, whether it's doing the dishes, wiping the counters, sweeping, mopping, fucking vacuuming. Maybe you're cleaning the couches out. Whatever the case may be, cleaning your room, doing your laundry.
Mm-hmm.
Also, for whoever needs to hear this, fold your laundry. Do your laundry. I know someone out there needs to hear it. Also, you're doing a great job. Little by little, clean that room. all you peeps are beautiful and you're doing amazing. Just remember, keep it up, little by little. Even small steps forward is still progress. So don't let anyone get you down. Don't let the fucking world box you in, 'cause fuck it. But finding hobbies, I think, is also a good part. Like, it's a good thing to do, you know, finding things that you are working towards. It helps to keep you on track somewhat, instead of just falling into that abyss of just the same old going out, drinking, working, consumerism, basically. Working to spend and spending to work, you know,
Yeah.
rather than just doing that, finding things that you really enjoy. And I'd say even I've been there where, are you good over there? You just looking up quotes?
I'm trying to find the one, but this one's kind of fire. It says there is power in understanding the journey of others to help create your own.
Oh, I like that one. I agree with that one a lot, actually. Understanding other people does help you understand yourself a little bit more.
And also understand your place in the world.
That's also true. But just, I mean, whenever you're working towards something that you truly love, like, 'cause, okay, I was going to festivals for a while, but it would basically put me in a tight situation financially.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it. That was something I really loved to do, but then I realized, it's also was making other things a little bit harder, and, sometimes you got to make those sacrifices to really make your life what you want it to be, rather than just going and having fun and enjoying yourself. You got to have a bunch of different things that, you realize what you're doing, and then how to, like you said, finding your place within all that as well.
You can't be held captive by the fear of failure or the fear of what people may say. Let's do Kobe Bryant and some bangers.
Are you just looking at Kobe Bryant quotes?
Yes, because there's one that I was trying to find, but I can't find it.
I've been looking at it. I'm like, damn, I've been talking for 5 minutes straight.
I mean, I'm listening.
No, I was like, are you going to chime in at any point in time?
I mean, you're not
Nope.
like, I don't disagree with you. What do you want me to say the same thing?
Yeah, dude, just actually pull the exact same quotes that I
Actually pull the exact same quotes.
yeah, real mature, dude. You'll find the quote. I believe in you.
No, that's not on here. That's Gay Rod. Totally Gay Rod. Can you say that anymore? Is it still like...
I think that's frowned upon.
Is it?
I don't know. I feel like it's pretty silly, though.
I feel like it was always like a silly way to be discriminatory if you were trying to be discriminatory. Like if you were trying to discriminate someone, like saying that would make you look like a silly person, I feel like.
What it was, I remember when
I don't remember the Rod portion of it.
No, I remember exactly why, like, it happened. It's 'cause you'd be like, someone would be like, you're gay, which I don't know why it was an insult. Kids are assholes. But people, you're gay. And then, a kid would be like, gay means happy, so I'm happy.
No, you're Gay Rod.
Yes.
But what does that even mean?
And then that solidified it.
But
Was
like, what does that even... Like, I understand that kids would take it like, but like, what does that even fucking mean?
I don't know. Let's figure it out. But yeah, no, that was to solidify.
You're not
it.
just gay.
You're gay,
You
Rod.
Also a fisherman.
You're a gay, Rod. Small car with loud exhaust.
What?
That's on Urban Dictionary.
That's what a gay rod is?
Yeah. And then they have a quote by Rod Stewart. I was surrounded by gay men in the 70s. All right. A nickname given to A-Rod of the New York Yankees. Gay Rod. Love that. An idiotic person. Used when someone gets on one's nerve and or does and says something stupid. I like the quote. Shut up, Josh. You are not funny, you gay rod. That was the quote. I love that.
It
But
says, if you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the results of 100 battles. 1,000 battles, 1,000 victories. Know thyself, know thy enemy. Sometimes your enemy is yourself. And sometimes knowing the best and worst parts of you can lead you to find the way out of your current situation.
sometimes your enemy is the government and capitalism and bills.
Damn, this is kind of
And
fire,
life.
too. It says, the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. Victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win.
Goes back to preparation.
I mean, that's all this is about, yeah.
Yeah.
It says
Prepare.
preparation is the enemy of fear.
I mean, I couldn't tell you, though, how many times I could just, if I would just sit down. I tell myself all the time, I have all these thoughts, and it's just too many, right? I'm like, if I really, and it's hard for me to focus. That's the thing. I sit down and I lose it all.
Yeah.
But if I were to actually just sit down,
Hone in on it.
yeah, write it down and just like take some time for each thing I needed to do, I'd knock that shit out so fast.
Susie Kassem once said that doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will.
I'd agree.
Just me like a podcast of me just reading quotes at this point.
I basically hasn't said shit. This man's just looking at quotes and just saying shit.
Hey man, I like these though. They're fucking motivational. They're getting me in the zone, dude.
Inspiration.
You know what?
Motivation.
I'm prepared to motivate about preparation, dude.
Prepare. Preparation. No, but really though.
Be prepped for your prep test and prep.
The more you look into it, the more you like work on something, you realize, it's how much that goes on behind the scenes. It's not even just because there's times where, we might release an episode or you might watch something that someone did and you're, that wasn't great. But I think you take notice in the effort that people put into things sometimes. That's what people notice most of the time is how much, okay, they actually took time to do this and that. And sometimes things do turn out shitty, and you think to yourself, damn, you put all that time into something so shitty, like The Room. But somehow it still turns out to be a masterpiece.
In its own way, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, no, like, whenever you think about how much time and energy goes into anything, it's like all you need to do to, like, have a accurate depiction of that is just watch any Hallmark movie and roll the credits. It's like there's over, like, 500 people that worked on this piece of shit.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like that's every movie, and most of the time those people are different. It's not, I mean, obviously you have your outliers that it's like they're so good at costume design that everybody wants them type shit, so they're gonna pop out in everything. But like relatively, like costume designers are pretty like unique to a certain movie because of the connections that they had to get there.
That's very true. On
top of that, it just goes to show that, like, talent isn't unique to one person necessarily. Everyone has their own vision and can, like, be talented through that vision, and that vision can be utilized in a unique way. In costume design, fucking production, fucking whatever it is that your field is in necessarily, there's always, like, new ways to see things and be able to create an avenue for yourself in the way that you want it to be created.
Also, with that being said, if there is anyone out there who wants to add to our 500 people to create this production, we would love that.
We've got a total of 2 right now. 3 max if you count Doofs.
Doofs or Deuce?
Doofles?
Doofs. Yeah, no, I mean, if anyone wants to help out with editing or animation or graphics, please.
We'll pay you in love.
No, I mean, I will pay. With, what was it? There's a meme. It was like, no thanks. I just take, what's it called whenever like an artist just gets like
Credit.
Like, yeah.
Photo creds?
No, like whenever you just like whether it's a musician or anything, exposure. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll pay you an exposure.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there's a meme. It was like, no, they try giving money. No thanks. I only take exposure.
That's funny.
No thanks. I'm good. I only need exposure. That's how I pay my rent. That's how I pay my bills, actually.
That shit was funny. You're like, I mean, I don't know, 20% on 285. It's pretty good. It's like, yeah, but percentages don't pay my bills. Money does, asshole.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, no, but for real, if anyone wants to work on help us work on this project, please reach out. We would love to have some people. I've been asking around for so long. No one knows anybody, and even finding people who are willing to work on the project is tough. So if anyone would love to help us take this thing to the next level,
better get in on the ground level, son, because if we have to teach ourselves this shit, then it's over for y'all.
I'm already kind of doing that. I've already basically been doing that. So
well, I mean, we have on like a basic level for like the production level stuff, but like as far as animations go, as far as fucking
better video
software
editing too,
goes, as far as not even editing. I mean, like editing's like not that hard. It's just it comes into like having a better software to be able to like do this shit on hand. Having someone here in studio to like pull this shit up for us, run the computers, run the fucking cameras to make sure everything goes smoothly. Instead of us stopping a 50-minute podcast or hour and a half long podcast just to figure out that the camera wasn't on for the first or the last 45 minutes, or that your laptop won't save the recording, or that something didn't, the fucking phone wasn't plugged in, so the phone died or some shit. You know what I mean? There's always an issue. There's always a technical difficulty that could easily be resolved by one person just spending an hour in this bitch with us.
We've had people who said they'd be willing to do it, but no one's really willing to do it.
We just need someone with technical experience as well as the ability to connect with us and want to see our vision. Because I mean, relatively, we're not asking for a whole lot.
I mean, it's more than just that. It's also being here on Mondays or Wednesdays, depending on whatever day we end up recording.
But that's up to us to be able to schedule it out. You know what I mean? That's not on them.
Yeah, but then, I mean, even when we do schedule it out, at the time, you're like, oh, this just came up. I forgot.
I mean, I guess that's always a possibility, but relatively, you just got to be more professional.
Yeah.
Everyone. Us and
Agreed.
Whoever we're
waking up
referring
earlier
to.
and stuff, too, yeah.
I mean, because it's
Did a terrible job of that.
obviously we're not asking anyone to go outside of their way, but if this is something you're interested in, if you want to have a career or even a livelihood in technology or fucking media or fucking YouTube or whatever the fuck you want to do, I mean, this could just be a starting point. And relatively, it's the only way to improve is to be professional, and that's with anything.
Yeah, we're reaching out as we have for multiple episodes. So please and thank you. Remember, find stuff you love. Continue to be creative. Be more of a generous person if you can. Try to help people out. Be kind, thoughtful.
Go to war. Decide whether you're a financial or a dandelion, and go to war.
You're a dandelion.
Go to war.
Team dandelion.
Go to
let's
war.
Go.
I said go to war.
I think that about wraps it up for this episode. Hey, y'all take care out there. Catch us next week. Finding Dandy. You know.
You know the vibes, baby.
You know.
And who knows? Maybe if you or a loved one are dealing with the effects of mesothelioma, you may be entitled to compensation.
If you or a loved one suffer from owning a home, that's all I have to say.
Nah, but honestly, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great week. Be nice to your fellow humans. And fuck yeah, Finding Danny.
Later.